A man that knows that he does not want a relationship with you, that he will never take you serious or give you exactly what you want, but he wants to hold on to you, that is a man that is a coward. Because if you have to hold on to someone just so they aren't going to entertain someone else that they could be with that wants to actually be with them, knowing you don't want to pursue them in the way that they want you to, you are a f***ing coward.
I just learned that the CEO of Hinge left Hinge to start a new dating app. What the actual? That's not your sign that Hinge isn't gonna work out for you. I don't know what is. Also, reminding myself of that as well. Literally no shame though, because I think everyone is on Hinge or has had an account on Hinge at one point. I think he had like the same experience that we all have, that either A, you have no likes, or B, you look through your likes and you're like, wow, that's insane. And so he's like, just have to start from scratch and make a new app. Because that happens for most of us. App will be called Overtone and I will not be on it. It's just, you gotta be picky on which apps you're on. Just, it's rough out here.
A man is supposed to come into a woman's life and take some pressure and problems off her hands, not come in and cause them. She is already juggling enough between work, family, and trying to take care of herself. She is tired, stressed, and still showing up every day doing her best. The last thing she needs is a man who adds to her load. She needs support, not more weight. She is not looking for someone to fix her. She is looking for someone who doesn't break her. She is not asking for perfection, just honesty, consistency, and effort. A man who can give her peace, love her right, and be there when it truly matters. Because if she still feels alone when she is with you, she will quietly choose her peace over the relationship.
You know, you have a lot of these modern women that keep on asking, is chivalry dead? You know, where's all the chivalrous men? Well, I think the part that a lot of modern women keep on dancing around is that a lot of men are still traditional. And, you know, obviously you update for the current generation. Some things we don't do. We don't dress like we used to dress. We don't talk like we used to talk. We don't read. We don't do a lot of things like we used to do. But there are still gentlemen out there. It's just that a lot of times modern women don't know how to accept or treat or handle a man that has traditional values, and they honestly and truly run them off.
Okay, just an update on the dating app that I'm on. I have, it's Facebook dating, so I have about, I think it's 16 matches where we just matched and the men are not reaching out. So my question is to the men, why don't you reach out first? And my question to the women, do you ever reach out first? Just curious.
Here's the thing. Men don't have a problem spending money on women. They have a problem spending money on women that they do not desire and they feel like they're settling for. They feel like that's a compromise they shouldn't have to make. I'm already settling for you. And so if a man is being cheap with you, understand that he doesn't like you. He doesn't want you. He's passing time with you. And it's just asinine that he even has to invest financially while he's already using you to pass the time. And so know what he's saying to you even when he's not saying it. Never settle for a cheap man.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Excuse me, can I kiss you? Really?
I think it'd be kind of romantic.
So did you know that if you have sex with an intoxicated person, did you know that?
I didn't.
That's what the law says. That's what I meant by gray area. I encourage people to look into that because when it's past 2 a.m. and both parties are intoxicated, by law, they're actually both committing. According to California law and national law in every state, if one or both parties are intoxicated, consent is not a thing. You are not allowed to have sex with that person under that circumstance.
Okay, so then, to you then it's not a gray area, it's by law.
No, I'm not willing to call every single person that's had while they're drunk. Hey, are you?
Well, if the girl is saying no.
They're both intoxicated. So what they say is irrelevant. That's the point. You've exhibited why young men are moving right so dramatically because they don't want to be called rapists at every turn because they made one unwanted advance to a woman at a party. Thank you very much.
And you have a lot of these modern women, they're stunned. They're shocked that a lot of men are opting out of dating. A lot of men are walking away, right? And they often chalk it up to, well, the man is probably heartbroken. The man is probably defeated. He's probably bitter. He's stressed. He's this, he's all of that. But really, I think it comes down to a lot of times, a lot of modern women try to put a lot of pressure on men. They try to make a man feel like he's less than. They try to make it seem like a man needs to put up with their inconsistency. A man needs to put up with their chaos. A man needs to put up with their drama. A man needs to allow them to talk to him crazy and disrespect him. Absolutely not.
Men don't fear commitment. They take it seriously. Yeah. A man doesn't just commit to a woman. He commits to the responsibility that comes with her. Your lifestyle, your expectations, your standards, your energy. Yeah. And a smart man knows once he steps into that role, there's no halfway. So when a man hesitates, pulls back, or takes his time, it's not always fear. Sometimes he's asking himself, can I lead this woman properly? Can I sustain this level? Am I ready for what comes with her? Yeah. Because commitment to the wrong level breaks men. Yeah. So no, it's not about you being too much, but it's also not about him being insecure. It's about alignment. A man who isn't ready will step back. A man who is ready will step up. And your job, not to shrink, not to convince, not to chase, just to stay in your standard and let the right man come prepared. Because the truth is, real men don't avoid responsibility. They just don't accept it lightly.
I have been featured on a lot of podcasts, but this is the first female podcast. Usually humbling and bringing women's standards down is a very man thing to do, so this is definitely a female in a male-dominated field. The barrier to enter to date me has to be higher than a coffee or a walk. In my original video, I am talking about online dating. The reason why I don't go on walks or coffee dates is not about necessarily the money, it's because so many men use online dating for free work.
This is so friggin' unlikable. You're gauging what dates you're gonna take based on the what he's offering you financially. My goal is not, as you well know, to bring women's standards down. That's not my goal. In fact, I often spend a lot of time on this show talking about how women should, good women, good quality women who bring good things to the table, like honor and respect and love and commitment and support, and they're out there, right? Deserve good men.
A lot of these modern women are asking if there are any good men left. And I think honestly and truly, a better question would be, is there still a return on investment? Is there still a reward for men out in the dating market, right? Because you have a lot of decent men out here, a lot of good men out here that are competing, that are trying to get to know a woman, that are going out and trying to see, hey, is there something, that I can do to change myself, to maybe get in good with some of the ladies out here, really trying to change themselves and do things that they know to do, right? But it seems like for a lot of these men out here that are actually good, decent, solid men, they're not even being seen. They're not even being paid attention to. How do you think that's going to make him feel?
My husband and I were together for 8 years, 4 years dating, 4 years married, and I decided to move out in February. And do you want to know how many times in the now 3 months that we've been separated that he's begged me to come back, told me how much he loves me, how much he wants to make it work, how much he misses me and our dog? Zero times.
Ladies, look, if you play a stupid game, you're going to win a stupid prize. And that is exactly what this is. If you break up with a man and you leave the marital home under the guise that it is over, you're done, but you actually want him to chase you, like it is that sort of game, but he doesn't do that, guess why? It's because he's not playing that game. He took you for your word and he left and he saw it as over, and he's not going to continue to reach out to you and try to chase you because that's just going to keep him from healing. I mean, honestly, that would just be disrespectful to himself and even you if you weren't playing a game and you actually wanted to end the relationship. That is why, ladies, you never want to play this sort of game. You're all out here just hurting yourselves.
Oh, nobody hands up, girl.
I was surprised when somebody told me, hey,
honestly,
it was very
very shocking.
I'm kind of confused. You guys sound like you're upset. You don't get
No, because
bum rushed
now,
anymore.
look, when we used to get touched, it was annoying.
You
but
wanted to get bum
no,
rushed?
but you
don't
go
want to get bum
into
rushed.
the complete opposite side. You need a balance. Don't touch me up disrespectfully.
Right.
Pull up on me. Pull up. You could have been like, just walk.
Pull up on me. Basically, they're saying they want the attention, but only from guys that they like. Remember, it's not the girl likes you. But in all seriousness, after the Me Too movement and the focus on SA, guys are afraid to approach women. Ultimately, this is what you guys wanted. That's why nowadays when you go to the club, you'll see all the women on the dance floor twerking on each other, and all the guys are either at the bar or standing on the wall somewhere. Men and women don't dance with each other no more. Not unless they came together. I'm gonna pray for you guys dating in 2025 because the way they change up the dating rules is crazy.
And you know, I think modern women they're stunned. They're kind of like uncomfortable that they might have to be the ones to approach now. Why do I have to? What happened to the men? Who's going to be the boys? Well, the boys are still the boys. It's just the boys have learned what to do to stay out of trouble. And, you know, you've said some things, maybe you forgot that. And you've done some things, maybe you forgot that, to make the man feel like, oh, I'm not welcomed. I'm not wanted. My advances, me coming over and talking to them is not wanted. So let me stay back. At some point in time, modern women have to take accountability for what they've done in the dating market instead of trying to heap it all on men.
Stop being so hard on yourself because she rejected you, bro. It's okay. Men need to know how to deal with rejection. If she say no, it's all good, bro. It's other women and other opportunities in store for you. God has it in store for you, but you can't get mad at this, you know what I'm saying, situation because this situation don't want to do with you. It's okay. People got their own thing going on. It's all right. You have to maintain your own life, you know what I'm saying, and keep your wheels going, bro. That's what happened with the guys. Guys get in their head and they stop working on themselves. They stop going out. They stop putting themselves out there to be the best option or, you know what I'm saying, have dating options and shit like that. It ain't just about the money, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about the money. It's about your mindset too as well. So you got to keep that in mind as well, bro. If you want to level up your game with women, man, and you want to join the brotherhood, comment the word below SPOT and I'll send you access via DM. Let's get it.
You know how people say chivalry is dead? I would like to point out it is not dead. It is alive and well, and, well, I am Chivalry. Nice to meet you. I go into the office, and when I do, I don't pay for my parking. I pay $1 every 4 hours. So I go to the gym to get validated. I have to check into Equinox, whatever. It saves me like $300 something rather than like the monthly parking for my office building. So, this is not the first time this has happened, and I know it won't be the last. Let me just say, when I go into the office, I look cute. Cuter than I look at home. Like, I wear cute frilly dresses. I wear work attire. I wear heels. And those doors to Equinox ain't light. They heavy. I hold doors open for men. They don't say thank you. And that just pisses me off because I am Chivalry. Like, at least say thank you. Have the decency to say thank you if you're not going to run and hold the door open for me. Thank you, bye.
I think a lot of modern women are so short-sighted that they don't really understand that the person who they are, who they're proud of, is actually going to hold them back. And I know you like the spirit. You know, I fought through this and I've gone through that, and it made me the person that I am today. And so they feel like in a lot of situations, in a lot of cases, well, you know, I had to fight through some stuff to build myself up to this person. And men will appreciate that about me. And so they'll say, oh yeah, she's a fighter. I love her. But that's not the way it goes, because that fight and that disrespect turns to him. There's nothing wrong with you challenging and trying to help him out. But a lot of times modern women are downright disrespectful.
I'm not even a fan of dating. I don't believe in it. I lean more towards courtship, and there's a major difference. Dating in today's culture is so unhealthy because we all have our own view of what it means and how to go about it. We are all just kind of doing our own thing and hoping we bump into the right person. And even after that, Do I cut off the rest of my roster? How soon should this be a thing? When does it become exclusive? Like, there are so many questions and so many differences of opinion. Whereas courtship is when two people come together and mutually agree to be exclusive to one another and work together towards an expected goal, which is usually marriage. I'm an advocate of clarity and clear direction, and I have vision for whoever my wife will be. And a man with a vision isn't trying to date around, hoping he bumps into the right woman.
Please, seriously, let me take care of it. Oh, there's no money on this thing, is there?
No, there is not.
Women scream from the rooftops, I don't want to be your mom in relationships. But then they infantilize themselves in ways like this. You're an adult, you should have a working card with money on it. If you're going out to dinner, you realistically should have money in your account. Because yes, you may need to pay. Or at least have a discussion in advance, okay, who's paying for this? I don't have money right now, whatever it is, and see who's on the hook for paying that time. And it shouldn't always default to the man either. I don't know, I just don't find these types of things cute or funny, and I actually find them insulting to women. The women that are actually capable of doing things. Because I don't want this to be the benchmark for women. Women are capable of so much more. And men deserve better than this as well. So it's annoying on two fronts. And people come at me being like, oh, this is rage bait, it's a joke, you always respond to that stuff. It's not though. There are women who carry this mentality everywhere they go. They may not do this exact thing, but still deep down this is how they feel. And that's why these videos are so relatable and embarrassing.
I think it's funny because modern women, they want a man to lead, but then they don't want him to lead. Like, they want him to provide, but don't be the sole provider. You know what I mean? Like, it gets real confusing because you're never really ever sure exactly what they want. And so if men have to like continue to like try to guess what you want, how is that appealing? You could be out here giving somebody your money and they'd be like, so what is it that you actually want? I would love to do business with you, but what is it that you're actually looking for? And I think that's what most men struggle with. They don't actually know what a woman wants. These modern women. It used to be that you can get a read on what they're looking for, but nowadays it's a little bit more.
So we have two things you just brought up about women that men don't know about women. Okay. One is what happens when we don't have plenty of time. Like literal personality change. Okay? And it has everything to do with time. That's one. And the other is meanwhile. We do things meanwhile. Because there's so many things asking to be done, and I can't go further with this, so I'll do that. Or while this is cooking, while the water is boiling, I'll do this. And one of my workshop leaders, her husband heated up a bowl of soup. And she asked, what are you doing? He said, I'm waiting for my soup to cool. And she goes, oh, meanwhile, could you do this? And he's like, no. Now, a woman reaction, our reaction to that is like, they're so stupid. They can only do one thing at a time. And my reaction to that is, but who's eating cold soup?
Because he makes a big majority of our dinners. He'll cook it. He's such a wonderful cook. And then he says, dinner's ready. And I say, okay, I'll be right there. Ellen, dinner's ready. Hold on.
My name is Caleb. I'm 34.
Okay, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
Yeah, in my experience, business women come with masculine energy and masculine traits. That's just in my experience, and that don't really mix well. I'm more attracted to like the softness and the femininity in the woman. But
you're assuming. You just said you assume. You don't want me to be out here making money? We live in capitalism.
I said, in my experience.
I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Men do not like strong and independent women, okay? If a woman has her own career, they're intimidated, okay? They hate that. Then they try to justify it by saying women with careers are too masculine. Listen, guys, I think it's amazing when a woman has a career, Okay, I think it's attractive. I think it's awesome. You know, like, instead of hating on that, y'all should be supportive. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you have a lot of these modern women that say they've done the inner work, they've done the healing, they've gotten control of their emotions, and they have emotional intelligence. But upon further review, and the further review is not asking what their cousins think, not asking what mama or daddy think, watching them and observing them, then you see that they're not as in control of their emotions as they led you to believe with their words. They are not as emotionally intelligent. They're not as emotionally mature as they would have you believe. Right? A lot of modern women say a lot of things, but they are not that. That's something that they want to be, but they're not that. I want a man that communicates effectively. I think there was one woman saying that she wanted all of that, and then turned right around and said, I'm not that person. So, and not only did they say, well, that's not me, they displayed, that's not who I am. Okay, so if you know that's not who you are, then, well, I do understand you wanting somebody that's everybody wants $1 million, right? But how are you going to keep that type of person? Does that make any sense? How you're talking about what you want and all of the things that, but when you get it, how are you going to keep it? I heard a businessman say that actually just recently. A lot of these people, they want the money. You know, getting the money is easy. It's easy to get the money. What are you going to do with it when you get it? And we can take that same concept and apply it to a lot of these ladies out here. Getting a man for you is easy. How are you going to keep that man? Well, he ain't doing nothing that make me want to keep him. When you get the man that you want, a lot of you want a good man. A lot of you want a provider man. A lot of you want an alpha male, a strong, a masculine man. When you get that man, what are you going to do to keep him? How are you going to invest in him? What things are you going to say to speak life into him to where he says, I can keep on going. Okay, I'm willing to go a little bit further. I can do more. We don't have a lot of women out there that can do that type of stuff, right? And so that's what men are seeing. That's what men are backing off of. That's why men are going in the different direction. As modern women say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And then the longer you watch them, no, you're not that at all, actually.
So many men miss the message that woman is trying to give to them, man. Like, women do talk a lot. Let me, establish that. But as a man, when it's your woman, you should be able to differentiate, okay, when she's just rambling to ramble, or if she's really trying to say something that she wants for you to work on and that could improve the relationship. Most men just hear a woman complaining and it just turns into white noise after a while. Men who actually in touch with their woman from an emotional perspective and in touch with her from a communication perspective, they've drawn a baseline to where anything that veers outside of that baseline, they know, okay, my ears need to perk up. I need to pay a little bit more attention because she's trying to get a message across to me that's, imperative to us surviving. So as a man, you have to take the time to understand your women. I understand, we out there trying to get to the bag. I understand that we occupy with, protecting and providing and, all of these things that men have traditionally done. But oftentimes emotional intelligence is not prioritized enough. And that proves to be the downfall of most relationships.
No one talks about how intimacy affects everything in your marriage. And no, I don't just mean what happens in the sheets. I'm talking about the kind of intimacy that lets your body relax. The kind that makes you feel chosen, safe, seen, and supported. Because when intimacy feels strong, life feels different. Stress does not hit as hard. Confidence comes back. Motivation returns. You show up better, not just at home, but everywhere. A man who feels deeply loved stands taller. A woman that feels emotionally secure finally can breathe. Communication flows easier. Defensiveness softens. Arguments don't have the same grip. When intimacy is nurtured, resentment has a lot less room to grow. Marriage feels lighter, stronger, more connected. You stop surviving side by side and start building a life together. This is not about performance, it is about presence. It's choosing closeness in a world that constantly pulls marriages apart. Because when love feels safe, life feels possible. Intimacy creates momentum in marriage, and that momentum changes everything.
Got the music in you, baby, tell me why. Got the music in you, baby, tell me why. You've been wanting me forever and you just can't say goodbye. Kisses in the forest, the love is...
I will give you my number.
Absolutely.
You are very brave.
You look like somebody that doesn't get approached very often.
Do I look so mean?
You look very intimidating, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared of you.
No, I think people actually are not afraid.
Really?
Yeah, like whenever anyone like needs help or whatever, they would come to me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How do you help people out? You feel like
I'm kind.
You seem like you're nurturing.
Are you recording something or not?
No. These glasses,
no,
you've seen them?
I'm asking.
Do you want to try them on?
Yeah.
Here.
I've never had it on.
Yeah, give it a go.
How does it work?
Yeah, they look good on you.
Yeah, but how does it work actually?
To what?
Like
you can like talk to them and play music.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You know how they work.
No, I've never used them.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
Are you taken? Do you have a boyfriend?
I don't, but I'm older than you. I'm much older. So.
I feel like you're too young for me. Usually I go for girls that are a little older.
No.
What's your
How
age?
old are you?
Really? How old do I look?
25, 24.
About there. Yeah.
I guess then?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Guess.
I'd say like 38.
Yeah.
Are you actually like precisely 38?
In a month, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's too young for me. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, much too young.
You're gonna get it.
Holy crap. Yeah, I should get your number.
No, I will give you my number.
Absolutely.
You are very brave. What's your name again?
Dylan.
What's something you once thought was normal in a relationship that's definitely not? I'll go first. I once dated a guy who not only did he not laugh at my jokes, he made me feel stupid for thinking these things were funny. Like, you should be so honored to even be in my presence when I'm telling a joke. Even if I wasn't funny, which I am, that's your girlfriend, dude. You should want her to feel good. I guess that was on me for dating him. Never again.
There's a line or two I think we'd need to change. 'Cause Jack would probably make Jill carry that bucket up the hill. And the beast would say that beauty ain't his type. Romeo would tell Juliet that he just ain't ready yet. Well, honey, that's the story of my life. But I swear good men existed once upon a time.
When you see one of these women, you guys gotta learn how to pass right by them. You don't even stare at them. Just walk right past them. Don't even say hello. Don't even say, hey, what's up? What time is it? Nothing. Just walk right past these chicks. Because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for weak men that are gonna give them attention and give them all their money and resource, everything they have. You know, you guys gotta watch out with people like that. So stop acting weak, man. To them, you guys are weak when you do that. And they're looking at you guys like a sucker. They're looking at you guys like a walking ATM. That's what they're looking at you guys. Have a good one.
You can't make this shit up.
To make a man happy versus how to make a woman happy. Let's go. How to make a man happy. Feed him, sleep with him, leave him alone for a bit. Done. He's in love. Now how to make a woman happy. Be her best friend, her therapist, her emotional support system, her life coach, her stylist, her tech support, her plumber, her electrician, her financial planner, travel agent, personal trainer, her nutritionist, her hype man, her peace, her excitement. Text her back immediately, but not too immediately. Listen. No, actually listen. Remember everything. Her favorite food, her coffee order, that one thing a coworker said to her in 2019. Be confident, but not too confident, funny, but not childish, strong, but emotionally available, busy, but always available. And after all that, you ask, what's wrong? She says, nothing. Congratulations, you've officially unlocked level 2.
Hey, did she not cook? I mean, come on now. She hit it right on the head, and this coming from a woman.
Ladies, some men don't really love you. They just love how little they can do and still keep you around. They love to act like doing the bare minimum makes them irreplaceable. He'll text you back, call once, show a little effort for a few days, and suddenly he thinks he's a hero. Like he wants a trophy for things that a grown man should have been doing from the start. But the part that gets me is he knows how much he's really given, and he still moves like you should be grateful for it. You asked for reassurance and he gave you excuses. You asked for clarity and he gave you confusion, dressed up as potential. And the craziest part is, he thinks those brief, tiny efforts, those tiny spurts of I care, are enough to keep you hanging on. Because he's used to women accepting, not expecting. But you got tired of praising a man for doing minimum. You got tired of mistaking his bare effort for real intention. You got tired of calling it love when it was barely interest. And here's what he doesn't understand yet. The moment you stop reacting to his little check-in text, the moment you stop getting excited over the bare minimum, the moment you finally move on, that's when it hits him. That's when he realizes the bare minimum only worked because you had a big heart, not because he was a good man. And losing a woman who gave her all while he gave the least, that's a punch he'll feel long after you're gone. Peace and love. Like and follow.
Hi, my family. This is how men are creepy. Men become creepy when they cannot read a woman and how she feels. When they lack the emotional intelligence to know when a woman is not interested. Because women are less vocal, they are more about the vibes. You can't exactly blame men though, because a lot of them are told to chase women, to apply pressure, so they end up ignoring disinterest. A man should show interest, but never chase. To not be creepy, show interest, and if there are negative vibes, a lack of interest, no reciprocation, hostility, then let her be and move on. Because it shows that you understand she feels uncomfortable. It is about emotional safety. Feeling safe being around or next to a man. Feeling safe interacting with him and trusting him. I always try to be friendly at first, but I look like a fuckboy, so a lot of them get uptight. So I let them be and ignore them. I go away and give my energy to the people that are friendly back. Most of the time they end up softening and feeling safe in my presence. I show them that I am emotionally safe to be around. A lot of my friends would always try to make me chase women and be like, why didn't you talk to her more? She's so pretty. But over time I realized they just lacked emotional intelligence. Because I realized when I stayed present, warm and inviting, they would feel safer opening up to me. I've never done this out of manipulation. I simply follow the rule of putting my energy where it is reciprocated. Because that is real emotional intelligence. Being able to read the room and know where your energy is welcomed. Watch my YouTube for more one-on-one calls in the bio, drizzle drizzle.
Men don't fear losing a good woman. They fear being asked to grow up. So they choose someone who lets them stay the same. They call it peace, but it's just comfort without accountability. That's why weak men say strong women have an attitude. Because she has standards, not problems. She won't accept half effort. She won't babysit a grown man. She'll expect you to show up, to lead, to love right. And when you can't do that, you'll call her too masculine or too independent, just because she asked you to be a better man. Ladies, don't shrink to fit his comfort zone. Sometimes you're not too much, he's just not enough. The right man will rise to meet your energy. Weak men fear strong women. Strong men respect them. So protect your standards, protect your peace, and never dim your light. The man who deserves you won't need you to glow any less. Drop a 100 if you feel that. And pass this on to someone who needs it. God bless.
And I don't think, modern women understand that, a lot of these men have watched what, a marriage has done to a man, how it completely, and we talk about divorce a lot, right? Divorce does a lot. It takes a lot from you. And so you see a lot of men deciding, hey, peace is a lot better option. it's less riskier. You know, I see my dad paying child support, even when he's taking care of us. This whole time, I see my brother paying child support. I'm paying child support, and I only see my kid 2 weekends out of the month. I lost my house. I lost my peace messing around with this woman. When you watch that happen to your friends and your family, and especially when that happens to you, you start doing things differently. You start thinking differently. You start saying, okay, you know, it's not about fear. It's about, okay, is this the best position for me? Is this the best possible outcome? Because like I started to say a minute ago, you have, even in marriage, modern women like to say how they lose themselves. But how many men have checked out in marriage? How many men have lost themselves in marriage because the wife don't listen? Oh, you're just here to do what I want and be a good man and be a gentleman and do exactly how I tell you to do and act exactly how I want you to act. And men really have no say so. Once again, I've heard a couple of guys say it with a straight face like it's supposed to be something that makes sense. Oh yeah, you should be okay with being the last priority. Why? Pay the bills here. I should be the first priority. Well, yeah, you know, you got to serve your wife and your kids. I get it. I understand it. But in no way, no shape or form should somebody that's doing the most work in the house be put last place. Absolutely. If it was a woman that was happening to, then people would be rioting. Modern women would be rioting. Oh, you need to give her some respect, and she's doing more work than you. Be rioting because she's doing more work than you. But all of a sudden, when a man does more work, that's what he's supposed to be doing. You don't get a cookie for that. You don't get any praise or any more respect for that. You don't get any love for that. Interesting. And you say you want me to propose to you. You say how much you want the wedding to cost. You say how much you want a ring to cost. Really? Absolutely not.